Bizline visited MIPCOM 2013 to bring you its lively mood and the voices of the global media contents people we met. Media Contents is leading Europe's creative industries. We will talk about the latest media contents trend and the direction South Korean contents industry should take. From filming to screening a movie, digital cinema mastering technology, which makes the entire process of a movie easier, has been successfully localized. We forecast what kind of future lies ahead with this technology. Implementing a golf simulation close to reality. We will visit a South Korean screen golf simulator maker, RD Tech Company, which is receiving favorable responses from abroad with its differentiated technology. A series of slanders on South Korea by North Korean defectors who return to the North. What is North Korea's intention in using them for propaganda?
Hello, I'm Andrew Salmon, and welcome to Bizline. We're coming to you today from the grounds of Toksu Palace, the home of Korea's last ever king. And we've got a show for you today that is as rich and as lavish as a royal banquet. We'll be looking at entertainment content. We'll be looking at entertainment technology. We'll even be introducing you to a device that can upgrade your golf game. So stay with us. But before we go to those and other features, let's first take a look at all the breaking business and economic news hitting the headlines across South Korea this week.
The Seoul Conference on Cyberspace 2013 was held from October 17th to the 18th under the theme of Global Prosperity through an Open and Secure Cyberspace. At the opening ceremony, President Park Geun-hye emphasized the need to narrow the digital divide between developing and developed countries by sharing know-hows in the IT sector and called for international regulations to ensure cybersecurity. Data shows Korean companies are suffering from increasingly poor profitability, with profits dropping to levels not seen for 3 years. An analysis of about 460,000 companies by the Bank of Korea shows the company's ratio of sales to pre-tax net profit amounted to just 3.4% last year. This means for every dollar amount of sales, the companies are only making a net profit of 3.4 cents. According to a report by the Hyundai Economic Research Institute, real income rose 1.3% in the second quarter of this year from a year earlier, while spending recorded a minus 0.4% growth. The sluggish spending was attributed to the rapidly aging society, unstable job market, and increase in housing rental prices. Statistics Korea revealed that more than 25 million people were employed in September, up more than 460,000 from the previous year. The September job numbers also reflect the largest gain in 12 months, when more than 680,000 new positions were added to the economy.
Entertainment content is exactly the kind of creative industry the South Korean government seeks to activate. And recently, one of the world's top expos for entertainment content took place in Cannes in southern France. So, how are Korean firms faring on the international playing field of international creative content? To find out, we went behind the closed doors and took a close-up look at MIPCOM 2013.
The war is on in the television media contents industry, and the cream of the crop gather at one place every year to yet again compete for the spotlight. The MIPCOM 2013 in Cannes, France, rolled out its red carpet on October 7th for the 4-day event to welcome production companies, broadcasters, buyers, and sellers from every corner of the world. So what is MIPCOM, and how do other countries support their media industry to stay ahead in the highly competitive creative economy?
MIPCOM is a wonderful television cornucopia. Everybody from television is here. It's thrilling. It's wonderfully exciting.
Because everyone from all around the world are concentrated in the same place, which is great for us.
The nitty-gritty is how many programs do you need, how many programs do you buy, how many programs do you sell. And that's always MIPCOM, no matter what.
One of the largest business-to-business marketplaces, MIPCOM opened grounds for many opportunities. Contents of various genres, such as animation, documentary, drama, and format, were traded, which are also strong contributors to the creative economy. At this year's MIPCOM, a market that is estimated to be valued around $4 billion, more than 13,700 participants from some 100 countries around the globe were there. And the number of visitors are growing by the year, which proves the strong growth of media industry. Furthermore, MIPCOM 2013 was the site which introduced the latest trend leading the contents industry. The event was also highlighted by keynote speeches.
I don't think there's ever been a time filled with so much new and unique opportunity for the world of television.
The second screen is changing the way we talk about TV. Instead of drawing people away from TV, is pushing people towards TV.
And the topic embedded on everyone's mind was the second screen, making television a concept that is beyond being stationed at a living room or the bedroom. Now, TVs can be taken anywhere, made possible through the invention of mobile devices and the creative minds.
I think it's helping shape. So what it does is it creates an opportunity for content owners to think beyond just their borders or beyond 2 or 3 countries that they can sell the content to. Now you can open up the next 50 or 100 countries because fans are everywhere.
The trend is that TV becomes more and more international. You have no countries anymore, or very few, that only run national programs. They all agree to have a window on the world, and through television is very, very important.
Second screen also gives more reason to stay tuned for the viewers and to stay in the media industry by the makers where the creative economy is in full swing. And each year at MIPCOM, a country of honor is selected. And for 2013, it was Argentina, a country active in endorsing the creative media industry and working to create jobs within the field.
Muy importante porque Argentina ha producido una transformación enorme en todo lo que es contenidos para televisión y nuevas pantallas y nuevas tecnologías en los últimos 5 años. Esta transformación proviene de una estrategia y de un claro programa de impulsar y de darle una enorme importancia al desarrollo a todo lo que son industrias culturales. Se empezó a trabajar en el fomento a la producción de contenidos y Argentina tiene este valor diferenciado de tener, en este momento tenemos 15.000 estudiantes en las escuelas de cine y televisión, o sea que había que generar trabajo también para toda esa gente.
Moreover, Argentina endorses media industry through INCAA, and with the support, the country is pioneering into the animation genre, inking a joint production pact with South Korea for Mind-Blowing Breakthrough, an educational animation series on science.
신시장이라고 할 수 있는 그 아르헨티나를 넘어서 이제 중남미 시장까지 저희 파트너사와 함께 진출할 수 있는 기회가 되었고요. 또 나아가 그런 그 합작의 결과로서 또 저희가 검증받게 되어서 이제 이후에 진행할 프로젝트에 또 아르헨티나 방송사에서 투자를 하기로 또 결정을 했습니다. 그리고 저희의 합작 소식에 뭐 다른 아르헨티나 제작사나 한국의 제작사들이 조금 관심을 가지면서 또 다른 이제 교류의 장들이 만들어지고 있고요. 이러한 교류의 장들은 단순한 산업적인 어떤 그 제휴뿐만 아니라 문화적인 교류로도 발전해 나갈 걸로 생각하고 있습니다.
Further on the animation front, MIP Junior, children's entertainment content's B2B ground, provided much potential to be sought out.
MIP Junior is the highlight because you, in 2 days, can really get an overview on what is on the market actually produced, what's coming up, what co-production possibilities you can find and identify. So MIP Junior is really the #1 for kids' entertainment.
As such, animation is playing an important role in the creative economy. Moreover, MIPCOM is an event where countries realize their creativity.
Well, in the world, I think it's incredibly important. You know, through the creative industries, we tell stories. We're able to represent ourselves to the rest of the world. We're able to engage in ideas with the rest of the world. We're able to expose talent and sometimes change the mind of the world when it comes to certain issues, particularly social or economic. So I think the creative industries are a very important part of the fabric of any country.
Events held showed that the entertainment contents industry can flourish when there is an all-out government support. An example can be found in the success of Atlantis, a drama series produced by BBC.
The amazing thing that the government have done to help programme makers like myself and Julian in television is that they've introduced a tax incentive. So if your show is over £1 million, then you will get a certain percentage of your spend back. And it's between sort of 15 to 20% of your budget. And so that additional money enabled us to visually realise the show how we wanted to. So it's made a huge difference to us, and I think it will make a massive difference to the television industry.
Without the support by the British government through tax incentive and such, its success would have been bleak. Moreover, it created further room for the growth of creative economy by attracting more talents and funds to come to the UK. The UK isn't the only country that sets an example. Canada, which was the country of honor at MIPCOM in 2012, proved the necessity of having government support.
We have a very strong policy direction from the federal government. All of the provinces in Canada also have very strong programs to increase their support to the industry. It triggers export, it triggers marketing of the country, it triggers the cultural identity. I mean, by investing in this sector, it takes something to the rest of the world. And of course, in turn, international sales, especially in our children's television programming.
As for South Korea, Korea Creative Contents Agency was at MIPCOM to support Korea's media companies advance further into the global market.
아직까지 그 전체 시장, 세계 시장 규모를 보면 우리나라 콘텐츠 시장 점유율이 채 5%가 안 되는 수준입니다. 세계 시장 점유율을 좀 더 높이는 게 필요할 것 같고, 특히 중동 시장, 그다음에 남미 시장, 아직 미개척 분야로 이 시장을 진출할 수가 있다고 하면 우리나라 콘텐츠 어떤 산업 규모나 이 성장세는 아주 놀라울 정도로 많이 급성장할 것으로 그렇게 생각을 합니다.
And through the eyes of the international audience, Korea has a strong chance in the fierce battleground of the entertainment industry. Overall, the 2013 MIPCOM was the gathering ground for the creative minds in the entertainment contents and media industry to provide vision of the future in the creative economy.
To do it with your creative forces is a very intelligent approach, because the sky is the limit for this. And your civilization, your culture is very rich. So supporting the creative industry is bringing out this richness.
The media industry, a strong player in the creative economy, is a market with unlimited potential. And for Korea that is in strong support of nurturing the creative economy, MIPCOM provided good examples on the direction it needs to take to excel in the highly competitive global market of the media industry.
As should now be clear, MIPCOM is a significant venue for any media content players. Given that, what direction should Korean players be taking in terms of their partnerships, co-productions, their marketing and their distribution? To answer those questions, I recently spoke via video conference with Arirang, who is the Vice President of MIPCOM 2013. Here's what she had to say. Now, we're very pleased to have joining us via video hookup Vice President from MIPCOM, Arirang. Now, many of our viewers, I'm sorry to say, won't be familiar with MIPCOM. Can you just briefly tell us what is MIPCOM and what actually goes on behind your doors?
It's been a huge market. We've been extremely busy, and it was one of the most successful ones. We've had over 13,500 participants, which is a record year, from 100 countries, 4,500 buyers from all around the world, and many, many new exhibitors, many from China, from Russia, from India, of course, the United States, and Nigeria, South Africa, all around the world. It's been a very, very dynamic market.
Okay, let's move on now to MIPCOM 2013. What are some of the most exciting developments you anticipate seeing? What is some of the content that you're looking forward to previewing? And perhaps can you tell us who are some of the biggest names who are attending this year?
Sure. Well, we had a huge number of program launches at MIPCOM. We had The Tunnel, which was a co-production, which was the world premiere this year, and it's a co-production between Sky and Canal+, distributed by Shine. And we had the stars of the show, from Clémence Poésy, who's in Harry Potter, Stephen Delane, Game of Thrones. Andy McDowell is here for Cedar Cove, distributed by Beta. We've had Naomi Campbell for the format The Face, and many, many, many other productions from all over the world.
Lorraine, talking industry trends, what do you see as the main fads or the main trends now underway globally in the industry as regards content, genre, production, marketing, sales, and distribution?
It's a big question. There are many trends, and the theme of MIPCOM was the new golden age of TV, which really encapsulates all these trends. And what makes it the new golden age is the fact that the content, there's an extraordinary amount of quality content being created right now. And what's really interesting is not only that the quantity and the quality, but that it's coming from all around the world, and that's entirely new. We have partnerships from all the countries together. We have possibilities for producers to create programs that are going to be watched by global audiences, and that is really something outstanding. It is definitely linked to the explosion or the worldwide use of the internet and all the technologies. It's creating lots and lots of more content opportunities. And the third thing as part of this new golden age is the increasing links between film and TV. The way where talent, I was mentioning that we have so many stars at the show, but that's because there are so many stars and talent that are now not only behind, not only in front of the camera, but also behind the camera, becoming producers like Emily Mortimer for Doll and M that was just launched. We have talent are more and more interested and attracted by TV because TV has a wealth of opportunities, creative and business.
Now, here in South Korea, as you may know, we're a very high-tech and technology-focused society. In fact, pretty much every man and his dog now owns a smartphone. How is smart technology changing the sector, if at all?
Well, I was mentioning how important the impact of digital is on creating new content, and that is so crucial. Everybody is on smartphones basically around the world now, or online, or smart TVs, you name it. The importance of the second screen, the link with the audience, which is closer and closer. Facebook was here, Dan Rose, talking about audience engagement, creating marketing by the audience. And that's the link with TV, because many broadcasters now are working with Facebook to get more and more of this word of mouth, because the word of mouth is what gets people watching more TV. So actually people are watching more and more TV because of all this use of all these many screens. So there's that. There's the fact that Amazon, Roy Price was here talking from the studios, Amazon Studios, talking about how they are getting content from many, many places. Of course, traditional producers, but also kids who submit new pilots who could become the next hit. So it's all about the new opportunities.
Asia. Clearly, and it's no secret, Asia is rising as an economic force globally. How well represented are Asian companies, producers and buyers at MIPCOM 2013?
Very well represented. As you were saying, Asia is definitely rising. We see it every year, and this year increasingly so. Asian presence represents 15% of the overall MIPCOM delegation, so you can see that's very big. And we've had new pavilions, I don't know if I mentioned, but from China, from Japan, from India, and we had growth in participation from Malaysia, Thailand, really all over Asia this year. And that totally corresponds to the fact that Asian international business is definitely expanding.
Okay. Now, Clearly, we are a South Korean broadcaster, and we're very, very interested in how the South Korean sector is doing. Last year, a large amount of South Korean content, soap operas, K-pop concerts, documentaries, animations, and so on, was successfully sold at MIPCOM. How strong is the South Korean representation this year? How many exhibitors, how many delegates do you have there in Cannes?
We have very strong representation, and we thank Korea for the support. We've had 85 exhibiting companies at MIPCOM, which is 9th ranking in terms of number of exhibiting companies in the world. So that's a very high number, on par actually with China. And in terms of delegation, we have over 260 participants from South Korea. And we've had very active participation. I know there were many discussions with Latin American companies this year, and there was a co-production agreement signed between the company GFX and an Argentinian company, Astrolab, for a program called Mind-Blowing Breakthroughs. And there are many other discussions that took place. In terms of animation, we have MIP Junior, which is a 2-day event right before MIPCOM, with a very important participation from Korean companies. And we have an annual competition. One of the nominees was Korean for a program called Little Train Choo Choo. Yeah. So there's very active Korean participation, whether it's documentaries, dramas, which of course sell more in terms of Asia, and formats, which are selling more and more internationally. I said documentaries, animation, so really all genres.
Now, what kind of buyers are you seeing from around the world who like South Korean content? And also, what particular aspects of South Korean content are proving popular?
As I was saying, animation is very popular worldwide, and Korean formats as well. And one of the developments that I think we can look at going forward are formats, but also scripted formats with the possibility of remaking concepts everywhere else in the world.
Now, as again, I'm sure you know, South Korean content sells extremely well across Asia, the Middle East, and Latin American markets, but it hasn't really cracked Western markets, Western Europe and North America in a big way. What advice would you give to Korean content producers and distributors if they want to crack these advanced Western markets?
Well, the real thing today is international cooperations, and they happen in many, many ways. First of all, during the show, the best thing is meeting new people. You talk about new ideas, new partnerships, whether they're co-productions, whether it's working on concepts together, whether it's talking about remakes together, adapting existing content in your territory and another territory. So it's all about international cooperation. And so I think that's the most important thing, is thinking that way from the very beginning.
Loreen, here in South Korea, the government is determined to boost the so-called creative economy, and entertainment content is obviously a part of that. Can you give us some benchmarks from European countries who have successfully boosted their entertainment sectors?
Yes, there are many ways, and one way is through incentives for location filming, giving tax relief to companies who co-produce or produce within a certain country, whether it's in France or Italy or many, many other countries in Europe and around the world. And it's true that the creative industries are so important in terms of the economy, because everybody consumes entertainment, and that's one thing that is always going up. And the other is because it's so important in terms of sharing cultural values and understanding each other. And it's true that it makes people want to go to a country when they see a film shot or a TV program shot in a location. It can also increase the interest in the country and the culture.
Well, Loreen, that was interesting and, dare I say, entertaining. Thank you very much for taking the time out to be on Bizline. In the film industry, digital mastering refers to the process of digitizing a movie. And thus far, Sony and Dolby have been the market leaders with this technology. That may be about to change. A South Korean company has now mastered digital mastering. Moreover, it's added a few little tweaks that upgrade its functionalities.
It only takes 43 seconds to download a movie using the LTE-A network. After downloading is completed, the compressed file is expanded and razor-sharp images are played on your monitor. What is the secret to easily playing high-definition 2K resolution images like this? Let's take a look at the future of the image entertainment market through digital image compression technology that continues to evolve. What process does a movie have to go through to be played in a movie theater? From filming to post-production and screening, digital cinema mastering technology is involved in every step of movie production.
디지털로 촬영된 소스를 가지고요. 영상과 사운드를 같이 렌더를 해서 변환을 하고 압축을 해서 그걸 패키징을 하는 거예요. 그거를 가지고 극장에 있는 디지털 서버에다가 업로드를 하고요. 그거를 극장에 있는 디지털 영상기로 이제 플레이를 할 수 있게 그걸 저희 쪽에서 이제 패키징을 해주는 기술을 디지털 마스터링이라고 합니다.
Packaging, which includes editing, correcting colors, CG and sound mixing, is the last stage of the post-production process. It is a technology that compresses files to play a digital movie in a movie theater. It takes a lot of time and internet bandwidth to upload the huge original file to a server in a movie theater, download the file and then play it. The file compression process is needed to improve movie transmission efficiency.
지금 인터넷으로 뭐 웹상으로 그냥 바로 편집본을 받고 저희도 결과물을 웹으로 해가지고 편집실로 보내거나 믹싱실로 보내거나 이런 것들이 좀 빠르게 진행이 되다 보니까 불편함은 말 그대로 저장하는 그 매체에 대한 그 용량이죠.
After the original movie file of 2 terabytes undergoes packaging, its size sharply drops to 1/20th or about 100 gigabytes. The compression format is identical to the international standard JPEG 2000, so the question is how fast the compression is done. Recently, Electronics and Telecommunications Research Institute has developed a packaging technology that enables much faster compression compared to existing technologies.
예, 지금까지 국내에서는 모든 그 영화 관련된 장비가 100% 외산이었습니다. 그래서 저희 연구실에서는 속도를 높이고 가격을 그 장비의 가격을 낮추는 게 저희들 목표였고 결론적으로 저희들이 지금까지 개발한 결과를 보면은 속도는 다른 외산 장비에 비해서 약 한 20% 정도 이상 속도가 더 나고 가격은 기존 가격에 비해서 한 50% 정도 절감을 할 수 있는 그런 결과를 지금 보이고 있습니다.
Indeed, it takes 7 hours to complete packaging a movie by using foreign products, but ETRI's technology enables finished packaging in only 5.5 hours.
영화 콘텐츠는 보안이 아주 중요하기 때문에 특정된 극장 혹은 그 극장에서의 특정된 상영기에서만 이 콘텐츠가 상영이 될 수 있도록 하는 그런 저작권 보호 기술이 당연히 들어있고요. 그다음에 영화관에서 실시간으로 안정적으로 디코딩을 해서 상영을 할 수 있는 그런 기술이 핵심적인 기술이라고 보면 되겠습니다.
As data size is reduced through packaging, transmission speed improves accordingly. The reason we can download a high-definition movie within tens of seconds is not just because data transmission speed has improved.
우리가 압축 기술이 없으면 인터넷 암흑기로 돌아가는 거나 마찬가지입니다. 속도도 느리고 저장 장치도 엄청나게 많이 필요합니다. 그래서 앞으로는 이제 더 좋은 화질의 그런 영상을 사람들이 요구할 텐데 이런 압축 기술을 추가로 더 개발하지 않으면 아무리 그런 인프라가 발전한다고 해도 그 요구를 다 따라갈 수가 없게 됩니다.
If an image is compressed once, it is difficult to compress it again. But what will happen if a compressed file is compressed again? the technology to recompress images which had already been compressed once without losses. By using lossy compression method, which removes unnecessary information, the compression rate can rise further. A research team at Korea University has recently succeeded in developing an image recompression technology. So far, a compressed file can be compressed 3% further without losses in the original file.
한번 압축을 하고 나면 그 압축된 결과가 그 랜덤한 잡음처럼 되기 때문에 기존의 방법으로는 압축이 더 이상 불가능합니다. 그런데 우리는 그 잡음처럼 만들어진 그 출력물을 일부 잘라가지고 다시 원본에 숨겨서 압축하는 이런 기술을 개발했습니다.
High-definition images are more seriously needed for medical images which doctors use to make decisions on patients' illnesses, or for intelligence images such as CCTV images, which need to recognize things from a long distance. Indeed, high demand for high-definition images is rising. Even 80-inch 4K UHD TVs are being introduced. It won't be long until we can enjoy high-definition images similar to the level of original digital movies played on large screens at home.
디지털 시네마 기술도 다른 기술과 마찬가지로 계속해서 발전을 해 나갈 거라고 생각합니다. 그 해상도 면에서도 좀 더 발전해 나갈 것이고, 그다음에 프레임 숫자도 더 많은 프레임 숫자를 처리할 수 있는 그런 쪽. 지금은 4K지만 아마 UHD 방송이 4K가 되면은 장기적으로는 8K급의 고해상도 디지털 시네마도 나오지 않을까 그렇게 예상을 하고 있고, 저희 연구소에서는 그 8K급 디지털 시네마 시대를 대비해서 저희들이 지금 연구를 하고 있는 그런 상황입니다.
Digital image compression technology is evolving further to improve image quality and lower volume. The high-resolution race in the ICT industry. We wonder if it can give us a new answer amid a data speed war.
For over a decade now, South Korean players have been among the leading lights of the Ladies Professional Golf Association. Yet comparatively few Koreans have got the money required to join a golf club. Fortunately, there are ways to hone your game without being a billionaire. If you want to upgrade your chances of scoring a hole-in-one, you'd better meet this week's hidden champion.
Pro golfers Yang Yong-eun and Shin Jie have made Korea proud through the game of golf. The two golfers say they practice through screen golf at their personal practice rooms before they go out on the field in order to get a feel for the actual golf course. Korean company RD Tech is responsible for making the screen golf the two pro golfers say they use. We introduce RD Tech, which is a company that has attracted the attention of golfers around the world with its unique technology. Golf has long been referred to as the gentleman's sport. It also holds a strong stigma for being a nobility sport, but in recent years, golf has become a popular leisure sport enjoyed by many. Screen golf has played a big role in popularizing golf as an accessible sport for the masses. The city of Daejeon has a popular screen golf practice range. The place is filled with people who come to play simulated golf. This golfer, with years of experience, shows off his swing in front of the screen. He practices through screen golf instead of going out to a real golf course.
평소에는 시간이 없어서 잘 라운딩 가기 힘들 때 좀 자주 이용을 하거든요. 근데 라운딩 가기 전에 특히 어프로치나 퍼터 같은 거는 현장하고 거의 비슷한 것 같아서 참 자주 이용을 해요. 샷 점검하기에 아주 좋은 것 같아요. 시간도 절약이 많이 되니까 일단 카트도 안 타도 되고 하니까 너무 편안해서 저는 자주 이용하는 편이에요.
Screen golf was first made in the early 90s in the United States. Soon, Korean companies jumped into this business, creating a huge impact in the market. Now, Korean companies account for 90% of the global screen golf market.
스크린 골프는 정말 날씨 시간에 구애받지 않기 때문에 우리가
추운 겨울이라든지 더운 여름에 가서 운동을 쉽게 할 수 있는 거죠. 가족과 함께, 친구들과 함께 모두가 즐길 수 있으리라 봅니다.
One of them is RD Tech, which accounts for 62% of the market, holding an unrivaled position with a domestic technology that was created after 10 years of research.
국내에 처음에 선보였을 때 우리가 다른 회사보다 한 2년 늦게 들어왔어요. 시장 진입을. 근데 기술이 없었던 건 아니고 시장이 안 열려서 안 들어왔었죠. 그런데 똑같은 제품이 스윙 분석기를 만들어서 팔고 있다가 기본 기술은 갖고 있었는데 그 기술에 게임 엔진만 붙여서 게임성을 좀 가미해서 시장에 들어왔는데 처음 진입할 때부터 가히 폭발적이었죠.
The precise and scientific technology improved what was missing in existing screen golf by incorporating mechanisms that allow players to feel the real golf course. The key technology which enhanced screen golf was the sensor. RD Tech is one of the world's first companies to develop the 7-channel ultra-precise sensing system, which allows accurate golf shot experiences for the player.
X골프의 센서 시스템은 이 클럽 계측하는 두 부분과 볼을 계측하는 두 부분, 바닥 진입각을 측정하는 두 부분과 바닥 타격을 측정하는 한 부분의 총 7채널로 구성되어 있습니다. 초당 5만 번씩 계측하여 얻은 데이터를 기반으로 골프의 모든 요소를 정밀하게 측정하는 세계 최초의 7채널 계측 시스템입니다.
The screen golf reconstructs the actual golf course in full 3D through the graphically designed screen while capturing the ball's movement in the closest form that replicates the natural environment of playing golf on the field.
X골프의 3D 영상은 평면의 스크린에 깊이감을 줘서 사용자들에게 생생한 느낌을 전달하려고 하고 있습니다. 그 예를 들어 벙커의 깊이감, 그리고 벙커의 위압감, 그린의 라이의 특징을 잘 살려서 사용자들에게 생생한 화면을 전달하려고 하고 있습니다.
RD Tech Screen Golf provides more than pure entertainment, but also has opened a new era for a unique approach on golf lessons. The licensed swing analysis program, which is incorporated in the Screen Golf, provides an online golf lesson for individuals. The gradient foot plate provides the feel of inclination as if on a field while playing screen golf. This and many other technologies that are in development aim to give the screen golfer a better experience of virtual golf.
단순히 스크린 골프를 게임으로 즐기는 것에서 벗어나 실력 향상까지 할 수 있도록 저희는 스윙 분석 프로그램을 기본적으로 탑재를 하고 있습니다. 이 스윙 분석 프로그램은 X버디라고 하는데 투채널 고화질 카메라와 X발란스를 통한 플레이의 무게 중심, 그리고 센서들을 통한 각종 계측 데이터를 서버에 전송하고 이를 바탕으로 이제 유명 프로들로부터 보다 정밀한 분석과 실질적인 맞춤식 액션을 받을 수 있습니다.
RD Tech has succeeded in improving existing screen golf programs to capture the hearts of avid golfers. The company has introduced its products at various expos and established bases in the United States as part of its overseas expansion. The company holds the #1 spot in the world as a business leader in screen golf, exporting to the United States, known as the Golf Mecca, since last year, as well as to China, Japan, and Australia.
이 스크린 골프 산업이 아직은 일부 국가에 한정돼 있는데 월드와이드 표준을 만드는 거. 그래서 별도의 판매법인 엑스골프 인터내셔널이라는 해외 판매법인을 따로 만들었고 그 엑스골프 인터내셔널을 중심으로 홍보의 표준화, 제품의 표준화, 서비스의 표준화 이런 거를 지금 구현하고 있습니다.
RD Tech provides the enjoyment of playing on a real golf course-like environment through precise measurement of the player's golf swing. The company is paving the way for the world's screen golf market while popularizing the game of golf.
It's no secret that life can be very difficult for those North Korean defectors lucky enough to make it here to South Korea. And yet it seems that recently life has become so challenging for a handful of defectors, they've actually redefected from South Korea back to their original homes in North Korea. There, they've been filmed on national television slandering South Korea. But was their redefection voluntary? Moreover, what is Pyongyang's aim in parading them before the cameras? In our North Korean segment, we'll take a look.
남조선에 끌려간 사람들은 계략 패당이 유인이다 시행에 의해 남조선에 끌려가 대외정보가 결탁된 인간 부강꾼놈들의 관계로 사회적으로 인간 이하의 멸시까지 당하고 있습니다.
They are the ones who used to live in South Korea until recently. In late September, they appeared on North Korea's state-run TV, blasting South Korea as a wicked society while praising North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un for warmly embracing them. They are not the only returning defectors appearing on TV in Pyongyang to slander South Korea, where they once fled to freedom. Why has the North's regime chosen to televise a series of press conferences by the returnees from the South instead of severely punishing them in public? While it is not clear how many defectors had gone back to North Korea, South Korea's Ministry of Unification officially confirmed those 12 people who have bitterly criticized South Korea on North Korea's state-run TV since last year are defectors who once lived in the South. North Korean state-run TV broadcasts total 6 press events of returned defectors since last year, 2 in 2012 and 4 this year, including the most recent one in September. The last time North Korea aired such a press event was in 2000. Coincidentally, the number of North Koreans entering South Korea, which has steadily climbed since 1998, plunged 44% to 1,509 in 2012 from 2,706 a year ago.
김정일 사망 이후에 2012년부터는 국경 통제가 강화가 됐습니다. 그래서 철조망도 치고 중국 쪽에서 감시 카메라도 북한 쪽에서 수입해서 많이 설치를 하고, 또 가장 중요한 것은 인민무력부, 군인들이 그 관리를 하던 거를 국가보위부로 넘겼습니다. 국경 통제를. 실제로 남한의 입국간 탈북자 수가 작년에 전년도에 비해서 반으로 줄었다는 것만 봐도 이 국경 통제 강화된 거는 사실인 것 같고요. 그렇기 때문에 과거에 비해서는 상대적으로 국경을 통해서 불법적으로 왔다 갔다 하는 것이 더 힘들어졌습니다.
Since 2010, families or relatives of escapees have been put under stringent monitoring and inspections. During the mourning period following Kim Jong-il's death, North Korean authorities even warned that it will annihilate 3 generations of one family, or that border guards will shoot to kill if anyone is caught crossing the river along the border.
현재 남한에 정착한 북한 이탈 주민이 25,000명을 넘어섰고, 그들의 가족이 이제 또 다수가 북한에 남아있기 때문에 그들이 연락을 계속 취하기 때문에 실제로 북한 내부의 어떤 사회 그 체제를 위협하는 그러한 상당히 중요한 역할을 하고 있거든요. 그렇기 때문에 이제 이거를 손 놓고 볼 수가 없고 아주 구체적이고 적극적으로 그 현상을 막을 필요가 있다. 그 필요성을 정권 차원에서 아주 절실하게 느끼고 있는 것 같습니다.
Under such circumstances, the regime also chose to show returning defectors slandering South Korea's society on state-run TV.
북한 정권이 남쪽에 대한 비판을 아무리 해봐도 이제는 북한 사람들이 믿지를 않아요. 그러니까 이제 남쪽에서 살아본 북한 주민이 북에 와서 그 얘기를 하게 되면 또 이제 북한 사람들이 또 솔깃할 수 있으니까, 그러니까 좀 어리숙한 분들은 그게 속아 넘어갈 수도 있는 거죠.
All returning defectors on TV insisted that they were tricked or kidnapped by human traffickers to enter South Korea, where they struggled to make a living without any hope. They also emphasized how warmly their motherland embraced them, not punishing them even for treachery. North Korean watchers and many defectors in South Korea believe those press events were thoroughly choreographed by the authorities.
박인숙이 때나 최근에나 북한 방송은 이 남한을 비방하는 때는 매번 똑같은 방송을 내보내고 있습니다. 그 사람들이 들어가서 이거 시키는 겁니다. 어떻게 이야기하라.
어떤 식으로 할지 시나리오 다 짜고, 그 시나리오를 이제 이 사람이 완벽하게 이제 숙지를 하고 예행 연수까지 다 하고 나서 완벽하게 오케이 되면 이제 나가는 거기 때문에 딱 시나리오로 짠 대로 딱 해야지, 거기서 만약 한마디 삐끗하게 되면 그냥 바로 이제 수용소 가기 때문에 그건 철저하게 이제 기획되고 연기된 그런 기자회견을 봐야죠.
Many defectors are also believed to have returned to the North against their will.
제 전화번호로 찍힌 전화가 저한테 왔어요. 그 전화가 와가지고 전화를 받아보니까 누구라고는 밝히진 않지만 말씨를 들어보니까 북한 사람이 말씨였고 저를 보고 그러더라고요. 너무 그렇게 날쳐대지 말라. 내가 그렇게 하면 할수록 북한에 있는 내 동생이나 내 어머니가 안 좋을 것이다.
김정은 집권 한 1년 차부터 아마 본격적으로 시행이 된 것 같아요. 전국의 탈북자 가족을 다 전수조사를 했고 남쪽에 누가 가 있는지 그 성분 분류를 다 하고 입회하에 남쪽하고 연락을 다 시킵니다. 지금은 시켜서 이제 뭐 북한에 있는 가족이 뭐 그런 핍박을 받고 또 이제 북으로 오게 되면 뭐 잘해준다. 또 어떤 경우는 이제 북한의 가족이 자 그럼 만나보자. 그러니까 국경 지역까지 와라. 거기 가보니까 이제 보이부가 보따리 싸가지고 이제 그냥 납치해가는 경우도 있고. 그래서 납치당한 케이스도 꽤 있나 봐요.
Information obtained from South Korea's Ministry of Justice revealed this month that 21 out of 49 North Korean spies arrested in South Korea over the last 10 years entered the country posing as defectors. And their main duty was to bring North Korean refugees in South Korea back to the reclusive nation. The TV press conference with returning defectors is also a carefully orchestrated propaganda campaign to entice North Korean escapees back to the North after all, with a message that it would be safe for them to come back.
용서를 하겠다고 해서 용서된 사람이 없습니다. 박인숙이 평양에다 집까지 잡아놓고 3개월의 유예 기간을 더 가지고 박인숙이가 지금 이 수용소에 들어가 있습니다. 평양에 둘 수가 없습니다.
소위 대탕평이라고 하는 이제 그런 정책을 써서 뭐 아무리 죄를 졌지만 당은 용서한다. 이 사람도 용서하는데 너네는 용서 안 하겠냐. 뭐 이렇게 막 사람들을 설득을 하는 것 같아요. 그러다 보니까 이제 탈북자들이 약간 좀 정말 그럴까 하는 경우도 있죠. 근데 이제 북한 체제의 본질을 아는 사람들은 아, 다 그건 이제 일시방편적인 쇼다. 최후의 어떤 그 발악처럼 그런 수단을 동원하고 있는 것 같아요.
The North Korean regime must stop treating defectors just as a means of political propaganda against their will. It must acknowledge that defectors also have human rights that must be protected by all means.
And that's all we've got time for on Bizline this week. But do join us next week. We'll be looking at the Buy Korea fever that's animating foreign investors. We'll be asking, why is this happening? Is it sustainable? So do join us next week. But for now, that's all we have. I'm Andrew Salmon. This was Bizline. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.